So a little while ago I reviewed this, which is the AirSpot CO2 monitor. It's something that I purchased off a Kickstarter, my first time ever, and initially I had a few major gripes with this thing, and it was at the point where I didn't really want to use this because of those shortcomings. But good news is the developers have been super responsive and they've actually solved the majority of the issues that I have, and this thing now takes pride of place and it goes with me everywhere. So let me just quickly outline the things I had issues with. The two major ones was, number one is you had to manually update the CO2 reading. So every time you wanted a CO2 reading on the app on your phone, you had to press the button so that it would connect to the phone and download the data. And that was super ridiculous because no one's going to do that. And then you're left with a chart with nothing on it. And that kind of defeats the purpose because you want to track the CO2 levels where you're going. And this didn't allow to do that initially, but now it does. The other issue was that every time I plugged this in to charge, the screen never used to turn off and I used to have to perform a reset every single time. Complete nuisance. Once again, fixed. There are still some tiny little gripes with this thing, but overall this stays on my person almost everywhere now that I go where I'm concerned about the air quality. And right now I'm at the in-laws for Christmas, and this has become super handy because there were upwards of 16 to 20 people at the dinner for Christmas, and it gave me a good sense of how well or how badly the room was ventilated. And this allowed me, like I said in the initial video, this does not prevent you from catching anything, but this allows me to make a risk assessment of the situation, whether I should turn on some air purifiers, whether I should open some windows, I should sit further away from people. It just gives you an idea whether the room is safe or not safe when it comes to the possibility that somebody here would be coughing or spluttering all over the place. And right now this device is doing the job perfectly well. There are still a couple of minor things. The major gripe really that I have now is the fact that you have to use a proprietary USB-C cable, and I believe the developers are working on that because that is a complete nuisance, having to have a specific cable which is very difficult to replace. And if you need a new USB-C cable, you're going to have to buy one and gamble and risk and hope that it connects to this and allows it to charge, and that is not on. So they are working on that. The AirSpot app has received a couple of updates and it's actually more usable now, and I'm just going to show you the fact that it is currently connected. And it's given me a historic chart of everything that's happened over the last 7 days. There was a blind there because that's the time that I actually didn't use it because I was outside the whole time. But the 3000 was actually when we were in the car on the way down, with the windows closed, with the aircon on recirc. Most of the time the levels stayed kind of around the green zone. There were a couple of occasions where it went into the yellow zone, and that's when there were multiple people in the room and the room wasn't well ventilated. Having been notified of this because I've set the notifications on a buzz, so it's sitting in my pocket so I know exactly when it's happening, so I was allowed to make the decision whether it's going to stay there or get the hell out of there. This app is super more valuable now, and this AirSpot is also super more valuable now that it allows you to continually download the data without you having to do anything. The developers have actually been super responsive to all the issues, and they're working on some other major improvements to this device. So if you're the type of person who likes to know what the CO2 levels are and whether a room might be well or not well ventilated, this is definitely something that you should keep on your radar and something you should definitely think about getting. There are probably other devices like this on the market, but I haven't seen anyone that is this small, which is reasonably accurate, because I have compared this to the Aranet 4 and there's a very little discrepancy between the two readings. So I trust this thing and I'm going to continue to use it, and hopefully the developers will continue to upgrade the software, and I'm sure at some point they're going to release a version 2.0 which is going to be even better than this. Obviously the hardware can be improved a little bit. It's like comparing an iPhone 3 to an iPhone 16. The iPhone 3 worked really well at the time, but the iPhone 16 is a million times better, and this is what this device is going to end up if they continue to develop it and get the necessarily funding and support. So you guys, if you're interested in staying healthy and staying safe, consider getting one of these. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is a quick video whilst I'm down here with the in-laws, and I'll catch you next time in another video. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye.